Hey, welcome back to DieCash Cars. So as collectors, we always dream and fantasize about finding those monstrous hauls of epic proportions where everything clicks on all cylinders, and I mean supers, sought after mainlines, premiums, premium chases, maybe even a few mystery models. And I had one of those days today, guys. I mean, honestly, this happens maybe once a year. But man, we hunt every day for these kinds of days. And man, it was such a thrill. Let's just say I got a notification on a cellular device, showed it to my local Walmart, and man, there were multiple pallets in the toy aisle. I mean, boxes of all kinds of toys, but most notably all the Mattel boxes with the giant toy logos on them and all the checkered flags. You guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, L case. I ran into 9 L cases off the pallets. There was Car Culture, there was Boulevard, and this was the glorious haul from the day. And we're gonna go through and dissect each of these recent releases that are dropping at your retail stores today, and I will give you guys my take on it. But first, a little mail call here. We got a Datsun 510 Bluebird, the Coupe Super Treasure Hunt from 2021 in the mail. This was actually a Whatnot purchase off of one of my favorite Whatnotters, Hot Wheel collector and wifey. And you guys won't even believe it, guys. That guy has so much fire that even the viewers don't even know what to bid on anymore. I ended up getting this 510 Super Treasure Hunt, and yes, it does have a bent card, but picked it up for $26. I mean, folks in the chat were just sleeping, and this is just an example of some of the great deals that you can get on Whatnot. And if you're not on Whatnot bidding on Hot Wheels, guys, definitely check the descriptions below. Look at my referral link. If you use it, you will get $15 credit towards your first purchase off of Whatnot, and I will also get a little bit of a kickback in return. Also, if you have any inspiration at all to become a Whatnot seller like myself, like Hot Wheel collector and wifey, there is also another referral link that'll get you started. But I've always wanted to open one of these, guys. I've had plenty in the past, but this car, if you know it or not, was really the origin of DieCash Cars. I mean, this car was the original inspiration because of that tiny little $sign right there on the front fender. And man, I've always wanted to open one of these and hold it in hand, and it feels pretty good. I mean, even with the plastic base, it just feels premium. I've always been a fan of these Datsun 510s. I know the popularity has definitely dropped in the last couple of years or so. Speaking of which, secondary market on this 510 Super right now, I mean, if it was carded in good condition, probably be around $70, which is a big drop from what it was back in 2021 when it was fetching well over $150. In loose form like this, it's still going for about $50 to $60, at least on the few listings that I saw. So yeah, $26 off of Whatnot, guys, is an absolute steal. Again, check the descriptions below for a Whatnot referral. You don't want to miss out on deals like this. Alright, so back to the haul, and guys, this was on my list ever since it was announced that we were going to be getting this in the Hot Wheels L cases, the Bumblebee, the Volkswagen Beetle with that little Autobots logo right there on the front of the hood. And guys, this is an instant classic. I mean, so nostalgic. Volkswagen Beetle, Transformers, what's not to like? Everybody's going nuts for this car. And again, I said I had 8 L cases to myself. I only took 10 of these things, but man, these things are just flying off the shelves. I honestly didn't think I would ever be able to find one of these, but crazy enough, guys, for such a new mainline release, and yes, mainline, it's going for $5 on the secondary market right now. So pretty awesome. I mean, if it was just these 10 Beetles alone, I would have been ecstatic, but obviously it gets better, guys. And a little fun prediction with Hot Wheels producing this Volkswagen Beetle as Bumblebee, as they boldly put right there on the card. We know that here in 2024 we're gonna get the custom Volkswagen Beetle in this Bumblebee livery. My guess is that maybe later this year or going into 2025 we're gonna get a tuned version of the Transformers Bumblebee. Mark my words, guys. You guys heard it here first on DieCash Cars. And boom, just like that, Pontiac Firebird TA, the Trans Am with the Screaming Chicken, Super Treasure Hunt out of the L case. Man, this thing is gorgeous. But like I said, it gets even better. Not just one, but two of these things out of the 9 cases. I mean, I was ecstatic. I mean, the second you see that Spectre Flame Black there, you know, when you open up the case, I mean, you know it's the real deal. This, guys, I am going to boldly say, guys, is the best Super Treasure Hunt here for 2024. And I don't mean that just because I found it, so I'm really ecstatic and I'm still in that honeymoon state where I'm saying it. I have already made this judgment a while back. I mean, it's just very coincidental that I actually found these in stores as well too. And don't get me wrong, 2024 definitely had some good surprises as far as Super Treasure Hunts, like the Silverado, the 1983, which is, I believe, is going to be the QK Super Treasure Hunt. There's also the Lamborghini Super Trofeo, which does look really good in the Spectre Flame Red. But this, I will say, is the best Super Treasure Hunt of the year for the pure and simple fact that they kept it so iconic in the Spectre Flame Black. It's got the era appropriate colors, the gold, the orange, the red. And my favorite part about the Super Treasure Hunt is that they had really specific wheels in mind for the Super. I mean, the rose gold Cobra style wheels with the red lip just accents that car so well. And how 70s to have a full tan interior just like that. I mean, it's like it came right out of Smokey and the Bandit. But man, guys, this is my favorite Super of the year and my pick for the best Super of the year. I mean, value aside, I mean, obviously we all know that the 83 Silverado, as popular as square bodies are, that's gonna be the most expensive. I think right now pre-sales on that Super Treasure Hunt, it's not released yet, are sitting at over $200, whereas this Firebird Super Treasure Hunt right now, secondary market, it's only sitting at about $50 to $60, and my guess is it's gonna come down. But man, look for those buy low opportunities on this Super, because I think long term it's gonna do great. And guys, you guys know I am a purist when it comes to JDM too. I mean, the 180SX, it's nice, but for some reason the blue with the white wheels doesn't do it for me. Another Super that I really do like for this year is the Mercedes-Benz, the AMG in red with the red wheels. But again, it just doesn't compare to this Trans Am, guys. This just looks killer. So again, hands down, best Super Treasure Hunt of the year. And I was fortunate enough to pick up 2 of these bad boys to showcase for you guys. And then jumping over to car culture, we did run into a full box of the World Tour set. The only casting and release that I was really interested was this 82 Toyota Supra. First time we've seen it in premium. Looks great in this all white with again, very 80s graphic. I mean, you got the black towards the bottom there. RSR JDM company, they make a lot of springs, and I believe they have some performance mods as well too. But this looks really good, and it's just cool to see that winking headlight in all premium. Right now, secondary market could be higher, but it's sitting at about $10 right now. I think a big part of that was because this was sitting on the Mattel Creations website for sale at retail price of about $6 to $7, and also was on Amazon. So hopefully you guys caught some of those. I unfortunately did not. So again, I'm pretty ecstatic that I was able to at least find some boxes of this at the retail stores. And out of that World Tour set, there was Unfortunately, a 0 out of 5 chase piece, the Alfa Romeo GT V6 3.0. Does look pretty good. I like that they put the black Watanabe style wheels on it, but I really don't know much about this car at all. Secondary market right now currently sitting at about $50. I honestly didn't think it would even be that high, just given that I'm assuming a lot of folks are like me and don't know all the ins and outs of this car. I'm sure it's cool, I'm sure it's iconic. In Italy, apparently that's where it's from. But yeah, premium chase nonetheless. Hopefully you're able to pick one up out of this World Tour set. And so I did run into a box of the latest Boulevard set as well too, which does have the Plymouth Savoy, the Ford Lightning, which this is, the Porsche 964 in that cool teal color, the Honda Civic Type R, which is probably the most sought after car in this whole set, that and the Porsche, and then the Ford Thunderbird Pro Stock. But the funniest thing, guys, of all of the boxes on all of those pallets I saw in the toy aisle, this was the only box that was opened and ransacked. And they took everything that was good. It was just a couple of these SVT Lightnings and the Pro Stock Thunderbird. So I just took one of these Lightnings just for good measure. It does look really good. I mean, if you look at the image, it looks like just a straight blue. But the actual paint on this Lightning, it's more of an electron blue. Kind of reminds me of like the old school Acura Integra GSRs. I mean, just like a very deep dark blue. Looks really good, especially with like the all cleared out front headlights there. So man, I kind of regret not picking up the second one just to have one open, but this does look really good. And secondary market on this piece right now, honestly, it's going for a good amount, about $10 to $15. But time will tell if this will become a classic moving forward. My guess is it will be. And then the luck continues at my day at Walmart with Mystery Models Series 3. And this was the first time that I've seen this series here. So again, the number 2 car is a Porsche, the mystery model. Number 1 chase piece is an Audi Quattro, and then number 3, probably the one that I'm most excited about, was this matte black Subaru STI. I did go and pick up all 3 of the chase pieces, and again, if you don't know how you check for these chase pieces, is you just look at that little serial number there on the back. You can see this is car number 3 out of the set, so this should in fact be the Subaru WRX STI wagon. And there it is. Again, I've talked about this before, but for some reason they saved this matte black paint for their mystery models. But this does look really good. It kind of goes with one of the 22Bs that they've released in the mystery model series a couple of years back as well too. So glad to have this one in the collection. Moving on to the number 2 car here, and again, just to show you guys again, just look for that dot matrix printed number 2 there, and you know you got the silver chase piece, which this should be the Porsche 944. And from the pictures I've seen of this car, it looks really good and it does not disappoint. Gloss red. I do like the livery on this one, that cream with that teal color there. Number 2, pinpointing you got the silver chase piece out of the set. And this does look really good, guys. Mystery models typically don't bring a ton when it comes to the secondary market, but I think this one is going to be highly sought after. I mean, you can see that cool little Porsche emblem right there on the front end as well too. And last but not least, you got the Audi, which I've already done a little bit of looking online, and there's a number of these Audis already being listed. I mean, being the number 1 gold chase piece out of the set, being listed for about $20 on eBay right now. But it does look pretty good in this metallic teal finish. All the racing livery depicted all over the car as well too. But it does look pretty neat, guys. So all 3 of these chase pieces out of Series 3 for 2024, and ouch, that's not good. All 3 of these pieces right now, secondary market, sitting at about $20, which is pretty high. I think it's just a lot of built up hype. Eventually, these mystery model cars do come down in price, down to about the $10 to $15 range. So if you're interested in these three, give it a little bit of time. I'm sure they'll come down to a more reasonable price. To my right here, you do see a Jada 124 scale Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. This is the Too Fast, Too Furious that Paul Walker drove. It's the first time I've seen it in 124. My assumption is that it's been out for a while, but again, I just haven't run across it. Finally did today, and I did pick one up. Nothing really to write home about. Jada is really just that brand that they mass produce and they re-release these cars over and over again. You might get different box art, but that's pretty much it. Again, nothing to write home about. I paid $15 for it. That's about what it's going for in the secondary market right now. Just a cool one to add to the Fast and Furious collection. But I'm sure you guys have been staring at this redlineclub GMC Typhoon the whole video. And guys, I was pretty ecstatic to see this one in the mail so soon because it just came off of my Overdrive account last week. So about a week or less than a week, and it was already in my mailbox. But you can kind of see that the blister on this card is pretty cloudy. So we're gonna do this Typhoon a favor and just get it opened so we can check out the details on this piece a lot better. And guys, I really don't open RLCs. I really don't open super treasure hunts either, guys, so you're getting kind of a 2-for-1 in this video. But I had to see this one up close and personal just because the details on it are so good. Opening hood. And guys, I haven't opened up an RLC out of the blister in quite some time. I'm not even sure if I'm doing it right here because it doesn't feel like it's opening up at all. Might have to actually break out my knife here to get this bad boy out. Yep, I'm gonna have to go get my little pocket knife here to pop this bad boy out. So yeah, I'm such a noob when it comes to opening RLCs. Again, I don't do this very often. Apparently the only way to get this out of pack is to cut it out, but so worth it. So worth it, guys. And I got my white glove on as well too because I definitely don't want to mess up this paint here, guys. But man, oh yeah, that cloudy blister wasn't doing this bad boy any justice at all. But look at that, it looks great. Detailed engine. I mean, it looks so factory, right? Just super clean, black and gray with a bunch of red wires everywhere. License plate says Foon in the back. I did see a couple of reviews on this car, and a lot of people mentioned that it was too small, smaller than 164. And I guess if you compare it to, for example, this 164 Hot Wheels 164 Trans Am, it does look pretty small. I think in real life the Trans Am would be a lot smaller than the GMC Typhoon. But the funny thing is, when I compared it to the GMC Cyclone, I feel like they're comparable in size. But yeah, that Spectraflame black just looks great, and at certain lights, I mean, you can catch little hints of blue, which again just makes this RLC release an instant classic. Right now, secondary market currently sitting at about $40 to $50, and my guess, guys, is because it's in the iconic black color and it's a first edition coming off of RLC. This one will definitely hold its value moving forward, so hopefully you got a couple. I do have 2 more in the mail, actually out for delivery later today as well. So there it is, the epic haul from the day. And man, just from a value standpoint, each one of these supers is about $50. The Alfa Romeo 0 to 5 Chase is about $50, and then you got 10 Bumblebees at $5 a piece. That's $200, and that's not even all the cars that I picked up today. So just a rush, guys, to find all these pieces today. And again, hitting the nail on the head, guys, as I do with all of these videos. At least I try to. But Hot Wheels and DieCash Cars are definitely investable, not to retire on, but you can definitely have good days like this to where you can build up value for your collection, trade some pieces off, sell some pieces off, and buy other cars to add to your collection and grow your collection the right way, guys. And that's what we preach here on DieCash Cars. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Let me know what you found at the retail stores as of late, because man, there are plenty of awesome cars to get right now. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on DieCash Cars.